Big Sis,
Hi, I'm Little Sis.
and welcome to the Eyes Have It. No, we can't be acting like that. So, today is the answers to my question and answers for summer 2019. I'm a little late on that, but nevertheless, Jasmine's going to read the questions for me and I will answer.
Okay, so question number 1 comes from Sherry B. And it says, my question is, do you like to read? And if so, what are your favorite types of books or any favorite authors? Big love, XO.
I have historically been a huge reader, but for some reason, this past 6 months, just this year, 6-8 months, I just don't read as much because most of my reading since I retired is at bedtime. And I started taking this allergy medicine that helps me, my allergies and my asthma to quiet down when I go to bed at night so I don't keep coughing. And it makes me really tired. And so maybe that's part of it. But I don't know. But yes, I do love to read and done many genres over the years. I like a little bit of science fiction. I like a lot of mystery thriller, though I don't read much anymore because I do read at bedtime. Literary fiction, nonfiction. I think I've read just a lot of stuff over my life, but those are my favorites. Did she ask any favorite authors, right?
Yeah, favorite author.
Favorite authors. Kate Atkinson. She's only written one book that I know of, but Emily St. John Mandel, Station 11, one of my favorite books of the past 5 years. And in terms of mystery thriller, Jeffrey Deaver, for sure. Okay.
Next question comes from Mrs. Loretta. She says, Sherry, what is your favorite thing you and Jasmine do together? How is the niece doing? Looking forward to hearing your Q&As.
Okay, you say what your favorite thing that we do together.
Sit and chat, have advice and talks.
I think swimming's probably my favorite, just because we just act like goofballs. We really do.
We do.
I mean, she's still a kid, so she gets to act like that. You know, I'm about to be 67. Excuse me for adjusting this, but it's driving me crazy that it's only getting the top of our heads. There you go. That's a little better. Okay. And how is the knee? Not good. It's not good. I've had a lot of pain in it. So I have an appointment tomorrow to go back to my knee surgeon. I just want to have him examine it, x-ray it, and tell me whether there's anything structurally wrong. And if there isn't, that's okay. I will just do my stuff at home. Really don't want to go back to physical therapy again. So anyhow, that's the story. Okay.
Next question is coming from Mary Ellen after 60. It says, if you could only use one brand of makeup for a year, what brand would you pick, Sherry? Happy 6th anniversary to you, my friend. For Jasmine, what is your favorite subject in school? My favorite subject is algebra. Algebra and science.
Math and science generally. She's really good at it. She's better than I ever was. I was always a language, arts, and English person. She's much more of a science and math person than I was. What was the question for me? One brand of makeup. Oh my God, Mary Ellen, what are you doing to me?
She's trying to get down.
I know. That's so hard. I used to say It Cosmetics, but I hardly use any It Cosmetics anymore. Gosh, Becca? Maybe Becca.
Okay, the next question comes from Yvonne Estelle Pennington. Besides being a big sister, are you still volunteering anywhere?
No, and I need to change that pretty darn quick. As you know, I had my, bless you, knee replacement surgery at the end of 2016. I broke my shoulder in spring of 2017, and I spent that whole year in physical therapy. And then last year, I'm like, okay, let's get back to the gym. Let's get back to volunteering, and I've done neither. But I have looked into things, talked to people, and I really, really do want and need to do that. Get back to more.
Christy Leo said, hey, have you ever been married?
No, Christy. I've told this story before, but the thing is that yes, I'm into men, but attractive wise. But the problem is that I have had really bad luck with men my whole life. I think I was always choosing men for the wrong reason when I was young, and it just has never gone well. And I told myself when I was young I would never settle, and I never have. And I just have not found that guy. Maybe I'm too picky. I would completely agree that I'm probably too picky. But at this point, I don't even date. I just am really a happy single person.
Suzy QB said, "Okay, my question is, when you left home, were you scared, or did you welcome the freedom, love, and hug, Suzy?"
I was terrified. I really was, because, I'm from a tiny two-stoplight town in Ohio, and I'd never been out of the state of Ohio when I graduated high school and moved to D.C. So, yeah, I was terrified, but the freedom part, there was a very strong component of let's get the hell out of Dodge in my leaving Ohio. So, yeah, it was both. It was like, let me get out of here and have my own life. And then it was also, boy, I'm terrified because I have no idea what I'm going to find, what I'm going to be doing, you know what I mean? I knew I had a job with the government. I knew that. I just didn't know, I knew where I was going to live. I just didn't know a lot. It was I'd never been to a big city before in my life, so.
The next question is from B Noodles, and it says, "Great places to go on vacation, Florida or otherwise."
Wow, a lot. I am a huge, huge lover of Hawaii, and I realize that if you don't live on the West Coast, Hawaii is price prohibitive, and also a long damn ride on an airplane. Yes. What is she into?
Oh, I'm passing Ron's cup.
And I love the Caribbean. I have, in all the years I've traveled, I've never been to Europe, and I would like to do that sometime. I would like to go to some of the Mediterranean area. And, but yeah, Alaska, I've been to Hawaii, I've been to 3 of the 4 main islands. My favorite is probably Maui and Kauai, Thai. And then in the Caribbean, I loved Aruba, and I'm not going to be able to remember the name of it. It is a spice island, and I only saw it because I was on a Southern Caribbean cruise, and they went Grenada. And Grenada was beautiful and very natural, but it was really hit heavy by a hurricane right after we left.
Next question is from Granny Makeup and Skincare After. And it says, "What is the nastiest comment you ever received on a video?"
I am really, really lucky. I really have not received many bad comments. There was a guy who was really obnoxious to me because he had friended me. This is years ago. He friended me and he wanted me to friend him back. You know how that goes. So I went back.
Miss! She's literally tearing it apart.
I went back to his channel to see what he was about. And his whole channel was just standing and looking at trains go by. And I was like, well, I'm not all that interested in that, so I didn't subscribe. Or I subscribed, but I didn't comment on his videos. Well, he came back to my channel, and he started harassing me, and then he had all his friends harassing me. But that lasted for a very short period of time. He was very rude, and they were very rude. But it was I knew it was just some young guy who just had not one bone of maturity in his body, just acting out. But yeah, there was one from a lady in California, because at the time, years ago, here again, the beginning of my channel, I did not realize that water restriction was a big deal in California until I have a friend out there, and she told me a couple of years ago. So one of my very first videos in the first year I was on YouTube 6 years ago was a brush cleaning video. And I left the water on, and I had my little cleaning solution, and I was just dab, 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 clean, 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 put it up there, dab, dab. So I just left the water on, and this lady lit into me in the comments. How dare you waste water like that? Well, I didn't know what she was talking about, but now I do.
The next question is off of Instagram, and it's African_Violet. Do you have any favorite books you have read recently that you recommend?
I have had a really bad history with finishing books this year. As I said, I have not been reading a great deal. And even when I do, I start into something, and then I hear about something else, and I start into that, then I hear about something else. I've been very scattered book-wise, but my favorite books in the past few years, Station 11 again, big one, Emily St. John Mandel. There's a book from some years ago that is absolutely amazing. Was number one on my favorite books list maybe 6 years ago. It's called things that keep us here. That sounds like a newer book, but anyhow, it's about a book. It's about a pandemic, a bird flu pandemic. It's fictional, but it takes place in Ohio. Kind of the center of it. It's about that. It's the pandemic that's worldwide, but it's focused on this one family in Ohio, and I'm from Ohio, so that kind of took me in. It's a husband and wife, and I want to say 2 small children, and it's basically how they survived not getting the bird flu and staying alive and surviving while their neighbors were dying and while their whole town was dying. And it is absolutely amazing. And Emily St. John Mandel's Station 11 is another post-apocalyptic book of a nature. Something has happened and there's not that many people left in the world, and there's this band of wandering musicians and theater people, and they travel all around and they tell their story, and it was absolutely amazing. It's one of the only books I've ever read twice. Kate Atkinson, Case Histories, and the 1 or 2 books that follow in that series. I've not read the latest. Anything by Jeffrey Deaver, if you like mystery, if you can handle mystery thriller. Jeffrey Deaver and his Lincoln Rhyme series, you just don't get much better than that. Really, really good stuff. Are we done with questions?
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you all very much for your questions. Take care.
Be well.
And always be yourself.